The main lounge below the cushions, and also enjoyable cruise. As we leave Slema, by the way, Slema means peace, and the name comes from the prayer Hail Mary, which used to be recited by the many fishermen leaving these harbours, which in Maltese start with the word. Marking the end of the military contact with Britain, and today it is the starting place of various boat trips around the harbours and islands. Now we are in Lazaretto Creek, and this is Fort Manuel, built 1726 by Portuguese Grandmaster Manuel de Vilhena. The fort was built in the shape of a four-pointed star and could hold a garrison of 500 soldiers. On the wing of the fort is the gunpowder room where the knights used to store their ammunition. The beautiful chapel dedicated to Saint Anthony of Padua, the bust of the Grand Master Manuel Pinto in the centre at the top, of Manuel de Vilhena. And from sea level, a staircase going up with very shallow steps can be seen as well, that was used to take up heavy armoured knights directly from the seashores into the fort. The fort is built in the shape of a four-pointed star, especially if seen from above. And coming up next to the old fort is an old isolation hospital known as Lazaretto. We're on Rex here, and this is a popular diving site. You can see divers entering the water there as well. And ahead of us is the mainland of Xira, which means island, whilst ahead of us to the left is the town of Tashbish. So as illegal immigrants and to protect the fishing limits of the island. You can see at the top is the police headquarters of Malta, and the Malta police force dates back to 1814. The largest patrol boat of the fleet is the P62. It was donated to Malta by the Irish government. And the P61 from Italy, and the P51 and 52, the smaller patrol boat. 1,000 guests, it has a private yacht marina and a beach club, and it much resembles a cruise liner, especially when seen lit up at night time. Also the nautical names of the bars and restaurants and inside, and the spiral staircases much resemble a cruise liner harbour. And now that we are cruising by the capital city, I would like to give you some information about Valletta. Valletta was built by an assistant of famous Italian artist and architect Michelangelo, and the work was later completed by the Maltese architect Girolamo Cassar in 1571. Valletta new bridge and replaces a Victorian viaduct. So going to the larger harbour, the Grand Harbour, we recommend that you remain seated during the crossing. The sea is a bit rough. high-speed catamaran, 13-mile distance to sister island Gozo for foot passengers. There are regular departures from the Grand Harbour. We are now going to enter the Grand Harbour, and this is the largest natural harbour in Malta and the second largest in the Mediterranean and the second largest harbour in Malta after that of Marsa Xlokk, which is in the south of the island. And here is the Lower Baraka Garden coming up on the right, with a Greek temple in the center at the top dedicated to Sir Alexander Ball. He was the first place. These here behind this ship, there are old houses built by the Grand Master Manuel Pinto in the 1700s as a result of the large mercantile trade that was top of the Ponte Catamaran. You can see the Auberge de Castile, which is the prime. The most important city is just behind it, Victoriosa, formerly known as Birgu but renamed Victoriosa after the victory of 1565 against the Turks. Is the town of Victoriosa. It was originally known as Birgu, but it was renamed Victoriosa after the victory of 1565 in the year 258 after Christ. It was the conventual parish church of the Order of the Knights of St. John for many years, and behind the church is the roof of the Inquisitors Palace, which is the largest palace in Victoriosa. Dear guests, you can also see here the building with the tower clock and the blue windows. This is the old British bakery. It was responsible for the preparation of bread and biscuits for all the British fleet, not only in Malta but in the whole of the Mediterranean Sea, as it was the principal bakery after Christ. It was the conventual parish church of the Order of the Knights of St. John for many years, and behind the church is the roof of the of Assassin's Creed in 2016 and Entebbe in 2018. All shot here on location within Fort Ricasoli. Dear guests, as you can see, we are back in Marsamxetta Harbour, Lazaretto Creek, shortly coming to our berthing place and the end of this harbour cruise. It has been a pleasure having you with us, and we sincerely hope you have enjoyed seeing.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you very much.